Blue Cat Blues is way darker than I expected from a Tom and Jerry cartoon. On the one hand, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was very unique, it was very fresh, it has a very different tone for Tom and Jerry. At the same time, I feel like it's maybe a bit too dark given the target audience. Obviously, me as a 30-year-old, I can watch it, I can enjoy the creativity and also elements of nostalgia. But I think if I'd seen this as a child, and I don't believe I did, certainly I didn't remember it, it would have been a bit harrowing, to be perfectly honest. So I love it. I thought it was very unique, but maybe for the target, and it's rated universal, but I feel like for me, at least as a child, it would have warped me a little bit. I was a very timorous child, scared of everything. This kind of thing would have just made me scared for Tom and Jerry. Maybe that's just me, but as an adult, love it. This was released in 1956, directed, of course, by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. And interestingly, Jerry has a voice, and I don't believe we actually see Jerry talk. It's all his internal monologue. He's voiced by Paul Frees. And I don't know if this is the only time Jerry talks. If he talks in another one, I will discover it eventually because I'm watching them all, but please feel free to let me know the name of that cartoon. I will happily prioritise that. But Jerry is standing on the top of a wooden train tracks, looking down at a very dishevelled, worn, depressed Tom who is sitting on the train tracks. And Jerry begins to tell us about the events that led Tom to being in this state. And it's all about how he fell in love with the cat next door, but there was another romantic interest for this cat and his heart was broken, and he turned to the bottle and his life became a mess and he became a mess, and eventually he became suicidal and is now sitting with horrifically bloodshot eyes. They look wonderful. The animation is sensational. I really loved it. But it is, that aspect of it, even if I didn't understand that he was trying to kill himself, I'm not sure if that would have come across to me as a child. Maybe it would have done, but the visual aspect of the way Tom looks, you can tell something's not right. And it looks wonderful, and I find it really impressive. And I'm not going to say kind of how it ends or anything, but I liked the direction it took. I thought it was very effective. It was an interesting take on the relationship between Tom and Jerry and how they may be very different, but they also may have things that are in common. And I truly, thoroughly enjoyed it. And I don't know if that says more about me or about the quality of the cartoon, but it was definitely a fresh take on Tom and Jerry. I feel like it should have been, I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating children. Maybe the average child can cope with this kind of thing. I mean, I used to watch Homeward Bound, and animals got themselves into all kinds of depressive situations. So maybe I'm just, not giving children enough credit. But I did thoroughly enjoy it. If you're a fan of Tom and Jerry, if you're an older fan of Tom and Jerry, and you don't mind the fact that it's potentially triggering, I'd definitely give it a watch. It is a wonderful creation. It's very well done, very well animated. Much darker than I was anticipating, but I did honestly thoroughly enjoy Blue Cat Blues.